3-on-1. Joe Biden will be telling you how great he is, and the moderators will be backing him up. All you have to do to confirm this is watch like 7 seconds of any one of these two moderator shows on CNN. They are incapable of being unbiased, and I'm going to prove it to you. But look, I am definitely not making excuses for Trump. I have no low expectations for him whatsoever. I think he's going to excel. I think Trump does his best when he's on the ropes. The more combative people are to him, the more focused he becomes. So I'm here for this. I think this is advantage Trump. And the mere fact that he accepted these terms is great. The fact that Biden's team, they sat back, they wrote every rule, literally everything to their advantage. They handpicked the moderators, they wrote the craziest stipulations, no audience, cutting the mics, you name it, and they presented all this to Trump, thinking that he was probably going to like piss and moan, and then the Democrats would say, see, Donald Trump is a liar. He said anytime, anywhere, but he didn't. He was like, yeah, sounds good, see you there. Now the Democrats are like, uh-oh. They got it, they got everything they wanted. Now they have to go. I still think there's a chance, like I said earlier, that Biden gets like rushed into the situation, like something's going to get rocketed or something, and they're going to rush him into the Situation Room at the last second for something. Intimate national security threat, where they take all these pictures of him sitting at the head of the table looking like he's thinking about stuff or whatever other BS they can do to try to get out of it. But we'll see. I hope it happens, but I still think there's a chance it doesn't. Some doctor will probably make that call on how lucid he is in the next hour or so. But since CNN has made every effort to hide that these moderators are clearly hate Trump, and they cut off the mic, obviously, as you saw with Caroline Levitt, her spokesman, they cut the mic off when she tried to remind us that these moderators themselves have said certain things in the past. I'll let you hear it right from the horse's mouth. These are the people who are moderating the debate. Forget the House plan. He's the least of Donald Trump's headaches going into tonight. Remember that Donald Trump accepted these terms. He had absolutely no input. He let the Biden campaign dictate every aspect of this, including the moderators. No out. So let's take a look at those moderators. Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. First, Dana Bash was married to one of the 51 so-called intelligence officials, Jeremy Bash, who helped suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story and strong-armed social media companies to censor that information that was true to influence an election.
This looks like Russian intelligence. This walks like Russian intelligence. This talks like Russian intelligence. This effort by Rudy Giuliani and the New York Post and Steve Bannon to cook up supposed dirt on Joe Biden looks like a classic Russian playbook disinformation campaign.
And we have yet to hear an apology from Dana Bash on her wrongful reporting on it, calling it a conspiracy theory.
I'm old enough to remember when CPAC really did mean conservative, right, and the C stood for conservative. And unfortunately, it now stands for conspiracy, because that is what the former president was pushing.
That's cute. I bet she's so proud of that little play on words she stayed up all night thinking of. And speaking of conspiracy theories that she in fact helped push, here she is giving the biggest liar, the biggest pusher of the Steele dossier and Russian collusion narrative, a softball question and a platform to continue to lie.
Republicans argue that's proof that you used your position on the Intelligence Committee to intentionally mislead Americans, which is why you should not be on that committee.
If you read the Mueller report, he makes clear, even in the first few pages of the report, that he states no conclusion on whether Donald Trump and his campaign colluded with the Russians.
She just had to keep that narrative alive. And beyond that, she just straight up hates Donald Trump. Listen to how she reacted when the Supreme Court kept Donald Trump on the ballot in Colorado.
Unfortunately for America, the court isn't necessarily wrong.
Unfortunately for America, really? I thought these guys are the ones who are all about democracy and stuff. How is a woman that has displayed this much hatred to Donald Trump supposed to be unbiased? She can't. And that's advantage Trump. Because not only does he know it, but the millions of people who are going to watch tonight know it too. The other moderator, Jake Tapper, is even worse. You think this guy can be unbiased? This was his reaction to the last Trump-Biden debate.
That was the worst debate I have ever seen. In fact, it wasn't even a debate. It was a disgrace, primarily because of President Trump.
If it were up to him, he would just have Trump ripped off the airwaves entirely. He said it himself.
We're not carrying his remarks live because, frankly, He says a lot of things that are not true and sometimes potentially dangerous.
Sounds super First Amendment-y to me. I mean, this guy couldn't even hide his excitement when Trump was leaving the White House.
It has been a time where truth and fact were treated with disdain. It is a time of cruelty where official inhumanity, such as child separation, became the official shameful policy of the United States. But now the Trump presidency is coming to an end.
Shut up, dude. Biden really fixed the divisions in this country, too. I hope you're super happy, Jake. How you feeling about that now, Jake Tapper? He also called Trump a liar, a conspiracy theorist, for saying that his 2016 campaign was spied on.
President Trump pushing a brand new conspiracy theory, one seemingly grounded more in suspicions and his desire for a counter-narrative than it is based on established facts.
What proof do you have that your campaign was spied on?
All you have to do is look at the basics and you'll see it looks like a very serious event.
It's worth remembering that while we're sticking to the facts and telling you just what we know, President Trump apparently has no such constraints.
You didn't know it was a fact then, and how'd that turn out, actually? Wall Street Journal, oh, weird, look at that. Trump really was spied on. Who's the conspiracy theorist now, Jake? Who barely took a breath while comparing Trump to Hitler.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage. This time, of course, in the United States. Donald Trump, a couple times over the weekend, referred to immigrants from South America, Africa, and Asia. He did not mention Europe. South America, Africa, and Asia as, quote, poisoning the blood of our country, which it's not hyperbole. That does very directly echo Adolf Hitler's language before World War II. If you were to open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf, you would find the Nazi leader describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning. There's really no other way to say it. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
You think these moderators are going to open this debate with an apology? They should, but they won't. And that's why Trump has already won this debate. If he says nothing and just lets Joe Biden try to ramble on for like an hour, that would be bad enough for the Democrats. It'd be great for him. But I'll add those clowns I just showed you. And the social media companies, too, they're also worried about Trump sucking all the air out of the room and winning this debate. Look at this very convenient mistake, right? They accidentally turned off political content to all their users yesterday so people wouldn't have videos of Biden getting his tail handed to him. Google also falling in line for Democrat overlords, still suppressing the Trump website on searches ahead of the debate, too. They seem to be really worried about this fundraising as well. And this is why Trump wins. He wins the marketing minds, and the campaign did awesome. The campaign took their record fundraising money, and they bought a bunch of ads on CNN during the 2 bathroom breaks that Joe Biden required. Listen to this.
When you think about the Joe Biden you saw in the debate, ask yourself a question. Do you think the guy who was defeated by the stairs, got taken down by his bike, lost a fight with his jacket, and regularly gets lost, makes it 4 more years in the White House? And you know who's waiting behind him, right? Vote Joe Biden today and Kamala Harris tomorrow.
He is such a G. Look, my point here is that these are the people that are supposed to be independent. They're not. But I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch this unfold because this is when Trump is at his best.